Today, Clark Wendlandt is in East Texas, fishing at Brandy Branch Reservoir, a small lake located between Longview and Marshall.
You know, when we got to Brandy Branch, we get there and what I thought of was deep East Texas. Flooded timber, you can see that everywhere. Matted grass, there's grass on top of the water. So, and it's kind of got that clear, but a little bit brown watercolor. And a lot of times in East Texas, when you get that flooded timber, you get that tannic looking water. And so, you know, as I put my boat in, I'm thinking Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Lake Palestine. I mean, there's a ton of them that it looks like, and it was a great feeling. I knew we were gonna catch some fish. Oh, get in here. That was really cool. That first fish gave me a clue because I was on the outside. It ended up being the smallest fish we caught the entire time. You know, I was flipping a Strike King Hack Attack heavy cover jig, 1 ounce. I was throwing black and blue. Why did I pick black and blue? I love black and blue in that dark tannic water. A lot of times that dark water, it feels like that's a good color. I've caught a lot of big fish over time. I had a Rage Crawl trailer on there. I was flipping 60-pound Sunline FX2 braid and using a 7.5-foot flipping stick. So my setup was for getting them out of that grass. That was the key. If I got a bite, I wanted to get them out quickly. You know, as far as my presentation went, all I was doing was vertically jigging. Now, you could not see that grass. That grass, basically, when I looked down into the water, I couldn't see it. It had good, clear water. It was out in about 18, 19 foot of water, and it came up, say, 10 foot off the bottom. Why don't you throw a plastic worm in something like that? Well, a plastic worm, if those fish are down on the bottom but inside the grass, the plastic worm will never get to them. If you vertically fish, you make small flips out in front of the boat, and typically I do it the way the boat's going. So if the boat's going, you know, a certain direction, I'm flipping the line out in front of that. And I have all my electronics hooked up. I've got my side view, I've got my clear view, traditional sonar, and I've also got Panoptics, and it's all telling me where that grass is. So I'm looking out in front to see where the line goes, because the mapping can do so much, but sometimes the grass won't grow just exactly on the contour line. Sometimes the grass there'll be a bare place, or there'll be more grass or a clump outside. When I have the Panoptics looking out in front, I can see that perfectly well. That's a good one. That's awesome. You know, one thing that happens when you're fishing anytime, anywhere, is sometimes you just get into a little bit of a streak of losing fish. And, you know, losing fish for me isn't all that fun, especially when I'm trying to film a show or maybe in a tournament. I mean, I need every single fish to come in the boat. I mean, I just want to touch one of them. I lose them and lose them and lose them. God. I've had people say over time they enjoy watching me lose fish more than they enjoy me catching them. Now, I think that's going a little bit far. I love catching them and I hate losing. You know, if I had to say overall, how was our trip to Brandy Branch Lake? Well, it was dead heat, late July, early August. Fishing is usually terrible that time of year, and we caught some great fish. 3 to 6 pounds with several on top water, I would have called it a great trip.